Jordan, we are hearing from the Houston County EMA's office and the city of Dothan. They're updating us on their utilities. I'll let you just take a listen in here. They're going to be answering questions from the media there, and we'll learn a little more as to what they have to say. Take a listen.
Fire Chief Larry Williams and Dothan Utilities Director, Ms. Angie Akos. We also have our Information Technology Director, Ms. Nikki Kearns, here with us, making sure that we have all the technology that we need to provide our citizens great updates. So at this point, what I'd like to do is we'll have the Fire Chief talk, we'll have the Public Works Director talk, and then we'll open it up for questions. If you have anything specific, we'll do that and then wrap it up at the end.
Thank you, Chief. Well, the first thing I'd like to say is since Sunday, city departments have been working real hard in planning for this storm. So we've been working diligently with our crews, getting them ready for this event. This is not something we usually deal with. So it is some challenges for us always. So we feel like we've got a good handle on it. We do not know what Mother Nature's going to throw at us. So we're really just wanting today to just go over a few key elements that we want our citizens to know, so that hopefully they'll get off the streets, be safe, and enjoy the snow that's coming, because there's a lot of things we do not know that's going to happen, from down power lines, down trees, to we don't want anybody getting in any accident with the slippery roads. So those are the things we really wanted to focus on. Again, one of the main things that we're shooting for with all of our press conferences and all the things that we're doing with the public is to just let them know the safety components of what's going on. So we'll have a bunch of time at the end to answer questions for any specifics that we're doing. We are looking to close some roads. I'll let Mr. Wright explain that to you here in a little bit with the city, and that's the city roads only that we're going to be looking at. One thing we are doing is we're monitoring all the weather and all the forecasts that's coming from the west. So we've got a little timeline, so we're able to know what we need to do based on that weather pattern. So one of the things that we're doing is monitoring all of your media as well, your weather information, along with the National Weather Service. But I want everybody to remember that our local news is fantastic with weather. So please tune in. We're going to do everything we can, Miss Angie, to keep the power running to everywhere. So we want you to be able to monitor that and see what's going on. I will have some specific comments when we get a little bit later, but I'll just pause right now and turn it over to Mr. Wright and give you an update on the roads and what they're doing to monitor them, and what he anticipates in the next few hours. Tommy?
Thank you. We are monitoring traffic in the area and the road conditions. We're also monitoring our neighbors to the north and west of us and seeing what sort of weather conditions they are experiencing. The area around Enterprise has just recently closed their roads to all local traffic, and we are looking to follow suit with that at 4 o'clock this afternoon. So as of 4 o'clock, all city roads will be closed to traffic. If you're an essential personnel and you're out, that's certainly understandable, but if you're just out doing any sort of leisure driving, we're really encouraging people not to do that at this time. We have seen some local areas that are experiencing frozen water and snow on the roads at this point in time. We have pre-treated all of the bridges, all the local bridges in Dothan. We've coordinated with Aldite. They have treated the bridges on the state routes. Your state routes will remain open. You're probably seeing a lot of truck traffic come through Dothan right now, but most of the passenger vehicles should be off the road at this point in time. And that's pretty much it. We're just keeping a close eye on everything at this point. We will be working hand in hand with emergency services, keeping the roads open as they need them. If there is an event somewhere that they need to get into and the roads are impassable, we will be working shoulder to shoulder with those guys to get the roads cleared as soon as possible and get emergency services in.
And one of the things we've just done when he explained essential personnel, we know the hospitals have got to stay open. We know that there's nuclear plants got to happen. There's certain things that we know has got to occur that's essential for our safety and our well-being. So we're working hard to try to coordinate that with them. I've just got off the telephone with one of the local hospitals talking about their shift change and what we might can do to help. The Emergency Management Agency Director, Mr. Mark Powell, is doing a virtual EOC, so he'll be providing a lot of updates as well, and we'll have more of a joint information countywide with that as he continues to provide information out. So he'll have city and county updates as we move on. But since we've had the request that we provide something this afternoon with y'all, we felt that it'd be good to go ahead and lay out a city plan for you. Is that good? All right, next. Ms. Angie Akos?
Yes, thank you. We would like for our customers to know that we are continually monitoring our utility system. We're monitoring our electric loads on our system. Everything looks really good right now. We encourage everyone to stay home. We encourage everyone to only use essential electrical loads so as to keep our overall system load as normal and low as we can. Please, keep your pipes wrapped. Make sure that you are monitoring those for any water leaks. If you have any problems, please contact our 615-3302 dispatch number, and we will try to get to you as soon as we can.
You want to say anything?
Well, I do want to say thanks to all of the city departments. Like Chief said, they've been preparing for this for several days now, and we have a lot of people that's out working right now to try to keep everything open as far as the power and be able to provide emergency services. So I do want to thank them, and thank you to the local news agencies for help getting the word out. But yeah, our biggest thing is we want everyone to be safe. So that's one of the reasons we're closing the roads at 4 o'clock today.
So just to wrap up, I wanted to hit just a couple of quick things. If you're using an alternative heating source such as a space heater, one of those per outlet, don't overload your outlets. Make sure you have 3 feet of clearance around any type of portable heating device. If you have a generator, if you were to lose power and you're using a generator, make sure that it's outside, not in your garage, but outside and away from windows and doors, as far away as you can get it from your home if you're doing that. Again, roads close at 4 o'clock. City streets close at 4 o'clock this afternoon. If you have power or water outage, call 615-3302 to report that. And understand that as this develops and as we get the conditions tend to worsen, that responses may be delayed. Non-emergency responses may be significantly delayed as we handle other emergencies. And that's all of public safety, whether that's water and electric, fire, police, and public works. But we are tracking that. We've got a room full of staff. Our communication center downtown does a tremendous job. Remember that 911 is for life and death emergencies, not to report a power outage or not to report insignificant issues. It's crimes in progress and life and death emergencies, because they're going to get inundated with those actual emergencies. So we would remind the public to reserve 911 for that. So, and then we are scheduling a virtual, if you will, Zoom conference tomorrow morning at 06:30. So 6:30 in the morning, we will provide an update virtually through Zoom with all of our key players that are here, and then through the evening and night available by telephone and text message and emails, and we will be sending out press releases as those are warranted. So at this point, I'm going to open it up. If you have a specific question for someone, if you'll just identify who you want to talk to and ask that question, we'll do our best to answer them.
I would ask Dothan Utilities, are you all getting any reports of anything so far? Any outages?
The outage map was looking really good. We had one small report come in that we've got some on call on the scene right now to try to evaluate what the problem is. Very small outage. I think it may show 7 on the map right now, but nothing major right now. Everything looks pretty good.
Absolutely, and I'm assuming there's I guess you all have a little bit more in terms of just that manpower to help with anything that might happen.
We do. We are fully staffed today, and then we will have additional crews through the night. Our dispatch right now is open from 6 a.m. this morning through 10 p.m. on Wednesday. So we will be handling and directly dispatching any calls that we get in. And we do have the additional crew in place for tonight.
And I guess this is a question for either my fire department people or either Mr. Wright. Have you all heard of any, crashes or anything in this area?
Well, we've had a couple of minor motor vehicle collisions as normal. That probably will increase until we get people off the road. We have had a few continue with the medical calls, so we continue to provide those. So yeah, we are making responses. Police is out in the street working a couple of instances as well. So yes, sir, we're continuing to do that, and we are expecting that. We wish that those things wouldn't happen when we have this type of event, but they do, and we're doing our very best to handle them.
Mr. Wright, as far as the roads, I know you said they close at 4. Is there any word on? Well, I guess you don't know, I guess, as things worsen, but on when you all may reopen those, and what is basically the problems you all are seeing on the roads right now? Is it just ice, Or
We are currently saying the roads are going to be closed from 4 o'clock until further notice. Once we have this press conference in the morning, we will update you on any conditions at that point in time. But in reality, we don't see it being a lot better in the morning, so there's likely to be a continuation of that closure through tomorrow. Especially if we see any cycle of melt and refreeze, conditions could actually get a lot worse in the area. We are currently seeing some areas that are, we're seeing some of the early standing water that is freezing, particularly in downtown, Selma Street, Crawford, some of those areas. We're getting reports of slick spots as you approach intersections. So, people that do have to drive, if you're leaving work now, trying to get home before the road closures, just drive slow. There's no reason to be in a hurry at this point. You're going to have some difficulty somewhere along the way.
And we do want to get y'all off the road soon too. That's why we want to do that virtual in the morning, so you don't have to get back out in it.
Yeah, I understand. City Manager, I just wanted to ask you just to comment on the response from everybody. There's a lot of working parts that goes into this, but everybody's kind of stepped up and responded and just done what's necessary to keep everybody safe. So just your comments on that.
Yeah, so all of our departments, they unfortunately get a lot of practice with emergencies, with hurricanes and different types of storms. This one is different than what we're used to because we typically don't have the snow and ice to deal with. But we have a lot of very good employees that know their jobs and are willing to go out in weather like this to be able to provide the city services that all the public expect from us. So I'm very proud of all of our employees and what they do for our citizens.
Thank you. All right, cool.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all so much.